Hello. You can get comfortable now. Go where you need to go. In this video, I will quietly share gentle thoughts about the human brain. You don't need to remember anything. Just listen and slowly relax. Your brain never truly sleeps. Even now, it gently watches over your body. It quietly observes your breathing and your heartbeat. These rhythms continue without effort. While you rest, your brain slowly releases unnecessary thoughts. Thoughts loosen when they are not held. Nothing needs to be solved. Nothing needs to be planned. The brain uses a steady flow of energy. Even in moments of deep calm, this energy moves gently, without tension. Calm does not stop the brain. Calm allows it to work quietly. Soft rhythms help the brain slow down. They feel familiar. Familiar patterns create a sense of safety. Safety tells the brain it can rest. Every slow breath sends a peaceful signal to your nervous system. Each breath out gently lowers tension. There is no need to breathe differently. The brain responds kindly to gentle sounds and silence. Silence feels wide and soft. Silence does not demand attention. Closing your eyes naturally reduces mental activity. Visual effort slowly fades. Darkness feels comfortable. Your mind does not need effort to relax. Relaxation happens on its own. The brain understands when alertness is no longer required. The brain is mostly water, and water prefers slow movement. Slow movement feels natural to the mind. Calm repetition helps the brain feel at ease. Repetition removes the need to decide. Decisions quietly dissolve. Memories softly reorganize themselves. When attention fades, some memories drift further away. Others become lighter. The brain enjoys predictable patterns. They feel comforting. Comfort allows deeper rest. A quiet environment allows mental tension to dissolve. Tension does not need to be held. It releases at its own pace. You don't need to solve anything right now. There is nothing waiting for you. Gentle focus naturally turns into rest. Focus becomes softer and wider. Awareness loosens. Your brain understands when it is time to slow down. It is followed this rhythm many times before. Each night follows a familiar pattern, slowing, softening. Sleep is not something you force. It gently arrives. Arrival happens quietly, without effort or control. Calm feels safe to the brain. Safety allows letting go. As the body becomes still, the brain follows gently. Stillness feels familiar to the nervous system. Familiar sensations signal safety. Safety allows the mind to loosen its grip. Nothing needs to be held. Nothing needs to be protected. The brain slowly reduces unnecessary activity. Extra signals fade into the background. Only calm rhythms remain. The mind is not rushed towards sleep. It drifts at its own pace. Drifting feels natural. The brain enjoys smooth transitions. Abrupt changes are no longer needed. Everything can soften. Breathing becomes quieter, slower. Each breath settles deeper. The chest rises and falls without effort. The brain notices this rhythm and relaxes into it. Muscles begin to release. Small tensions dissolve. Nothing needs to be adjusted. The brain processes relaxation signals. It understands what they mean. Rest is allowed. Attention gently narrows. Peripheral thoughts drift away. Only soft awareness remains. Sounds become distant, less important. They blend into the background. The brain no longer tracks time. Minutes stretch. Time feels wide. Wide time feels safe. There is no urgency. Nothing is late. The mind enjoys this spaciousness. Space invites rest. Thoughts lose their sharp edges. They become soft shapes. Shapes dissolve. The brain gently disconnects from active thinking. Logical effort fades. Analysis is no longer required. The mind does not need to understand anything. Understanding can wait. The brain shifts into slower waves. These waves feel heaviness signals rest. The body responds to these waves. Limbs feel warm. Weight settles. The brain registers comfort. Comfort deepens. Small movements stop. Stillness becomes complete. The mind no longer scans the environment. Everything feels safe. Awareness becomes faint. Faint awareness is enough. The mind drifts between moments, between thoughts. Nothing needs to be followed. Nothing needs to be remembered. The brain trusts this process. It has followed it countless times before. Each night repeats this pattern, slowing, softening. Sleep approaches quietly, without announcement. The mind does not resist. Resistance fades. The body remains still. The brain continues to slow. Everything moves toward rest. Rest feels close, very close. There is nothing left to do. As rest deepens, the brain settles further. Settling feels gentle and familiar. The nervous system slows its signals. Messages become quieter. Quiet signals require no response. The mind no longer searches for meaning. Meaning can wait. Awareness softens like dimming light. Light does not disappear. It simply becomes low. The brain enjoys low stimulation. Low stimulation feels safe. Muscles remain loose and heavy. Heaviness spreads evenly. The body does not need to move. Stillness is comfortable. The brain reduces. Monitoring. External awareness fades. Internal calm remains. Thoughts appear more slowly. When they appear, they drift away. The mind does not follow them. Following is no longer needed. Breathing remains steady. Steady breathing reassures the brain. Reassurance deepens relaxation. Relaxation deepens rest. The brain recognizes this familiar state. It remembers how to continue. Time perception fades. Time feels distant. Distance feels comfortable. Nothing feels urgent. The mind drifts without direction. Direction is unnecessary. The brain gently shifts inward. Inner focus softens. Sensations blur together. Edges dissolve. The body feels warm. Warmth spreads slowly. The brain processes warmth as safety. Safety invites sleep. Thoughts thin out like mist. Mist fades. Silence becomes more present. Presence feels calm. The brain rests in this calm. Calm holds the mind. Nothing pulls. Attention outward. Attention stays soft. The mind floats between awareness and rest. Floating feels natural. The brain allows this drifting. Allowing requires no effort. Sleep does not arrive. Suddenly, it arrives. Gradually, gradual change feels safe. Safety deepens again. The body remains supported. Support is felt. The brain no longer checks the environment. The brain no longer checks for safety. Safety is assumed. Everything feels settled. Settled feels complete. Thoughts pause. 4 long stretches. These stretches are empty. Emptiness feels calm. Calm holds awareness. The mind drifts closer. Closer. Nothing pulls attention back. Nothing interrupts. The brain continues downward. Slowly, rest dominates. Wakefulness barely remains. The transition continues. Continuation feels gentle. Sleep is almost here. Almost letting go. Deepens as the edge of sleep holds you. The brain settles into quiet patterns. Quiet feels stable and secure. Signals arrive less often. Gaps grow longer. Longer gaps feel peaceful. Peace supports rest. The mind rests inside these gaps. Rest deepens naturally. The brain no longer organizes thoughts. Organization fades. Thoughts lose structure. Structure dissolves. The body feels gently heavy. Heaviness spreads evenly. Even weight feels comforting. comfort invites stillness. The nervous system stays calm, remains consistent. There are no sudden changes. Everything moves smoothly. The brain receives steady signals of safety. Safety requires no confirmation. Awareness becomes minimal. Minimal awareness is enough. The mind does not search for stimulation. Stimulation is unnecessary. The brain rests without effort. Effort is absent. Breathing continues softly. Soft breathing maintains calm, remains unbroken. Nothing interrupts. Time feels irrelevant. Irrelevance feels light. The brain does not measure duration. Duration dissolves. Dissolving feels smooth. Smoothness supports sleep. Awareness flickers gently. Flickering slows further. The mind floats without direction. Direction is unnecessary. The brain allows this floating. Allowing feels effortless. Effort never returns. Return is not required. The body remains fully supported. Support feels constant. The brain assumes complete safety. Safety is unquestioned. Thoughts appear rarely. When they appear, they fade immediately. Fading feels natural. Natural feels right. The mind stays near sleep. Nearness feels calm. The brain continues its descent. Descent is gentle. Nothing pulls upward. Nothing creates tension. As sleep gently deepens, the brain settles into its quiet core. Quiet feels complete and stable. Activity is minimal. Minimal feels comfortable. The mind no longer seeks orientation. Orientation is unnecessary. Awareness becomes soft and distant. Distance feels peaceful. The brain rests between signals. Signals arrive slowly. Slow arrival feels gentle. Gentleness supports rest. The body remains fully relaxed. Relaxation stays even. Muscles hold no effort. Effort is absent. The nervous system maintains calm, feels constant. There are no sudden changes. Everything flows smoothly. The brain perceives steady safety. Safety requires no thought. Thoughts no longer form sentences. Fragments dissolve. Dissolving feels natural. Natural feels familiar. The mind floats inside rest. Floating requires nothing. Breathing continues on its own. Autonomy reassures the brain. Reassurance keeps awareness soft. Softness remains. Time feels distant. Distance removes urgency. The brain does not track progression. Progression is irrelevant. Irrelevance feels light. Lightness spreads. Sensations blur further. Boundaries soften. Soft boundaries feel safe. Safety holds the mind. The body remains supported. Support is steady. The brain no longer checks for input. Input is minimal. Minimal input feels calm. Calm deepens. Awareness flickers rarely. Flickering slows. The mind stays near stillness. Nearness feels comfortable. The brain allows this state. Allowing is effortless. Effort does not return. Return is unnecessary. The body feels distant. Distance feels gentle. Gentle distance supports sleep. Sleep holds awareness. Thoughts rarely appear. Appearance fades quickly. Fading feels smooth. Smoothness continues. The mind remains quiet. Quiet feels natural. Nothing interrupts this flow. Flow continues as rest becomes complete. The brain remains in quiet balance. Balance feels steady and calm. There is no pull toward thinking. Thinking has stopped asking. The mind stays gently empty. Emptiness feels safe. The brain holds this stillness. Holding requires nothing. Breathing continues softly. Soft breathing blends into silence. Silence feels wide. Wide silence supports rest. The nervous system remains settled, settled, feels natural, no signals, demand attention, attention, stays loose. The mind does not track sensations, sensations, blend together, blending, removes edges, edges are no longer needed. The body feels distant. Distance is gentle. Gentle distance allows deeper rest. Deeper feels quiet. The brain maintains low activity. Low activity feels comfortable. Comfort remains steady. Steadiness reassures the mind. There is no sense of effort. Effort has faded. The brain no longer evaluates anything. Evaluation is unnecessary. The mind floats without reference. Reference has dissolved. Dissolving feels smooth. Smoothness continues. Awareness stays minimal. Minimal awareness is enough. The body remains supported. Support is constant. The brain assumes safety completely. Safety needs no confirmation. Thoughts rarely appear. When they appear, they fade immediately. Fading leaves space. Space remains calm. The mind stays close to sleep. Closeness feels natural. The brain does not move away from this state. Staying feels effortless. Effort does not return. Return is not needed. Time is no longer noticed. Noticing has stopped. The nervous system remains quiet. Quiet is stable. Stability supports sleep. Sleep holds awareness. Nothing interrupts this stillness. Stillness remains. The brain rests inside this quiet. Rest feels complete. Completion brings ease. This remains. The mind does nothing. Doing nothing is natural. As the final moment of rest approaches, the brain lingers in stillness. Stillness feels deep and comfortable. The mind no longer holds attention. Attention has loosened. The body stays relaxed. Relaxation feels complete. The brain no longer needs to analyze. Analysis fades. Thoughts become less frequent. frequency becomes irrelevant. Irrelevant thoughts pass by quietly. Quiet brings calm. The brain enjoys this calmness. Calmness feels familiar. Sleep embraces the mind. Embracing feels effortless. The body continues to rest. Rest feels natural. Awareness remains soft and distant. Distant awareness is peaceful. The nervous system stays at ease. This allows deeper rest. Nothing needs attention. Attention stays soft. The mind has no demands. Demands have vanished. The brain receives no new signals. Signals are not required. The body stays still and supported. Support remains constant. The mind drifts closer to sleep. Closer. Feels comfortable. Sleep arrives with ease. Is the natural state. Letting go completes itself. Completion is effortless. The mind has nothing to do. Doing nothing feels safe. Thoughts slowly disappear. Disappearance feels peaceful. The brain rests inside this silence. Silence is complete. The mind is ready to sleep. Sleep is gentle. Sleep takes over. Softly, soft sleep welcomes the brain. The body becomes weightless. Weightlessness feels effortless. The mind enters sleep. Naturally, natural sleep feels restful. The brain continues its quiet work. Quiet work supports deep rest. All is still. Stillness brings peace. Sleep has arrived. Arrival is gentle. The brain is safe. In sleep, safety surrounds the mind. Sleep settles deeper into the mind. Deeper sleep feels peaceful. The body remains fully supported. Support is constant. The brain rests without effort. Effort has dissolved. Sleep feels natural. To the brain, natural sleep requires no attention. Thoughts fade further into the distance. Distance feels comforting. The mind is fully at rest. Rest fills the space. The body becomes still and peaceful. Peace. envelopes the body. Breathing stays gentle and even breathing feels steady. The brain continues its quiet rhythm supports deep sleep. Sensations fade into the background. Background becomes distant. The nervous system stays calm, remains constant. The brain receives no new input. Input is unnecessary. The body relaxes. Even deeper relaxation feels like floating. Floating feels weightless. Weightless is peaceful. Sleep deepens even further. Further depth is natural. The mind is free from thought. Freedom feels expansive. Nothing pulls. Awareness outward. Awareness remains inward. The brain stays in rest. Rest is complete. Sleep holds everything. Holding feels safe. Letting go continues. Hashtag pause button. 9. Sleep feels settled and steady. Steadiness brings comfort. Comfort requires nothing. The brain stays in low activity. Low activity feels natural. Natural calm surrounds awareness. Awareness stays soft. The body remains heavy and relaxed. Heaviness feels safe. Safe stillness supports rest. Rest continues. The mind no longer forms questions. Questions are unnecessary. Thinking has slowed. Slowness feels gentle. The brain rests between moments. Moments blend together. Blending removes edges. Edges dissolve. Breathing remains quiet. Quiet breathing reassures the brain. Reassurance deepens calm. Calm stays present. The nervous system is settled. Settled feels complete. The body does not move. Movement is unnecessary. Stillness holds the mind. Holding feels gentle. The brain no longer checks surroundings. Checking has stopped. The environment fades. Fading feels peaceful. Peace remains. Remaining feels right. Sensations are distant. Distance is soft. soft distance, supports sleep, sleep, stays close. The mind does not resist, resistance has disappeared. Letting go feels natural, natural, continues. The brain rests quietly, quiet, is stable. Stability brings ease, fills the mind. Time is not tracked. Tracking has ended. The body remains supported. Support is constant. Sleep holds awareness. Holding feels safe. Letting go continues. Hashtag, hashtag, hashtag pause button. 11. Sleep remains gentle and continuous. Continuity feels soothing. Soothing calm fills awareness. The brain stays deeply quiet. Deep quiet feels safe. Safety requires no confirmation. Nothing needs attention. The body remains relaxed and heavy. Heaviness supports rest. Rest stays steady. The mind does not wander. Wandering has ended. Thoughts dissolve before forming. Dissolving feels natural. The brain rests without interruption. Interruption is absent. Silence remains. Remaining silence feels wide. Wide silence holds the mind. Holding feels gentle. Breathing continues softly. Soft breathing blends with calm. Calm does not shift. Shifting is unnecessary. The nervous system stays balanced. Balance feels stable. Stability supports sleep. Sleep remains present. The body feels distant and light. Lightness feels peaceful. Peace spreads. Awareness stays minimal. Minimal awareness is comfortable. The mind floats quietly. Quiet floating feels effortless. The brain allows this state. Allowing requires nothing. Effort does not return. Return is not needed. Time is not measured. Measurement has stopped. The body remains supported. Support stays constant. Sleep holds everything. Holding feels safe. Letting go continues. Hashtag, hashtag, hashtag pause button. 13. Sleep feels complete. and unbroken completeness. Feels calming. Calm. Stays steady. The brain remains deeply at rest. Deep rest. Feels familiar. Familiar rest. Requires nothing. Nothing is expected. The body stays still and heavy. Heaviness feels grounding. Grounding supports sleep. Sleep remains deep. The mind no longer notices thoughts. Noticing has faded. Thoughts dissolve quietly. Quiet dissolution feels gentle. The brain rests in silence. Silence is wide. Wide silence feels safe. Safety surrounds awareness. Breathing continues evenly. Even breathing maintains calm. Calm does not change. Change is unnecessary. The nervous system stays settled. Settled feels stable. Stability supports rest. Rest remains. The body feels distant. Distance is comfortable. Comfortable distance allows deeper rest. Deeper feels natural. The brain no longer reacts. Reaction has stopped. Stillness remains. Remaining feels easy. Awareness is minimal. Minimal awareness is enough. The mind floats gently. Gentle floating feels calm. The brain stays in this state. Staying requires nothing. Effort is absent. Absence feels peaceful. Time is not noticed. Noticing does not return. The body remains supported. Support feels constant. Sleep is steady. Steadiness feels safe. Letting go continues. Hashtag pause button 12. Sleep feels smooth and uninterrupted. Smoothness feels reassuring. Reassurance settles awareness. The brain remains deeply relaxed. Deep relaxation feels natural. Natural rest requires nothing. Nothing is expected. The body stays heavy and still. Stillness feels safe. Safe stillness supports sleep. Sleep remains steady. The mind no longer searches for thought. Searching has ended. Thoughts fade before forming, fading, feels gentle. The brain rests in quiet continuity. Continuity feels calm, calm, remains, breathing, continues evenly. Even breathing reassures the nervous system. Reassurance deepens rest. Rest stays complete. The nervous system stays settled. Settled. Feels stable. Stability supports deeper sleep. Deeper sleep feels comfortable. Awareness remains faint. Faint awareness is enough. The mind floats softly. Soft floating feels effortless. The brain allows this softness. Allowing requires no effort. Effort stays absent. Absence feels peaceful. Time is unnoticed. Unnoticed time passes gently. The body remains supported. Support is constant. Sleep holds the mind. Holding feels safe. Nothing interrupts this state. Interruption does not occur. The brain rests without change. Change is unnecessary. Stillness continues. Continuation feels right. Letting go continues. Hashtag, hashtag, hashtag pause button. 14. Hashtag studio microphone ASMR. 100 calm brain facts to help you sleep. Hashtag, hashtag 15. 7K. Sleep stays deep and undisturbed. Undisturbed rest feels comforting. Comfort fills the mind. The brain remains quiet and steady. Steady quiet feels safe. Safety surrounds awareness. The body stays relaxed. Relaxation remains complete. Completeness requires nothing. Nothing needs to change. The mind is not. Engagement has faded. Thoughts are absent. Absence feels natural. The brain rests continuously. Continuity feels gentle. Gentle calm persists. Breathing continues softly. Soft breathing supports sleep. Sleep deepens slightly. Deepening feels easy. The nervous system stays calm. Calm remains stable. Stability reassures the body. The body feels distant. Distance is peaceful. Peace remains. Awareness is minimal. Minimal awareness is comfortable. The mind floats without effort. Effortless floating feels soothing. The brain allows this rest. Allowing requires no action. Action is unnecessary. The body remains supported. Support is constant. Sleep holds awareness. Holding feels gentle. Nothing interrupts. Interruption does not arise. The brain stays at rest. Rest feels complete. Time is unnoticed. Unnoticed time drifts. The mind remains still. Stillness feels right. Letting go continues. Hashtag, hashtag, hashtag pause button 15.